Well, guys, we have some interesting news, somewhat good. I mean, I would say it's good news that it turns out that Lil Tay and her brother are alive. Now, this is exactly why I made that video yesterday, because the situation seems so weird. That Instagram that was claiming to be them, that was not them, in my opinion. It just didn't make sense. They said they were going to go live, and they never went live. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, please watch my video talking about the situation yesterday. So the reason why I know that they're alive, and as screwy as TMZ is, they're very much on the pulse when it comes to like breaking news and especially when celebrities pass away. But the thing is, they took their post down yesterday because they started to figure out that Lil Tay's management was like unconfirmed. It was in the police. They were like unconfirmed. Lil Tay's father, they're all like, they didn't know what the heck was going on. So it was like a bunch of like crazy stuff going on, and nobody knew what the heck was happening. And we still have some questions, but at least TMZ were able to track down Lil Tay or Claire and get a statement. And it's like, oh, okay, like these people, they're on point with this stuff. Like, even though we think of them as, I mean, they are tabloids, but they do have the scoops, and they have these weasels and stuff that slither their way, and they find how to get information. So it says, TMZ has a quote from Lil Tay, and it says, "I want to make it clear that my brother and I are safe and alive, but I'm completely heartbroken and struggling to even find the right words to say. It's been a very traumatizing 24 hours. All day yesterday, I was bombarded with endless, heartbreaking, and tearful phone calls from loved ones, all while trying to sort out this mess." Now, they said that they don't have control of this. The parents, because a lot of people were saying it's the parents and stuff, but apparently they don't have control. But I don't see any other information past that, and that's the thing that is so weird. That is the thing that's so weird to me, where I don't understand what is going on, and I wish there was like some more clarification. But I get it, like Lil Tay, like Claire and her brother, or I think his name is Justin, they're not, we're not owed any explanation. I understand that they're dealing with things behind the scenes, and it's just more for like reasons where like I would love to know myself what's going on, and everybody else obviously, and just kind of like to figure out who's doing this. Like, was it just like a regular hacking job? Because that's something that I've seen people saying, oh, it was just hackers, and it was just nothing but a death hoax, and that's just it. Now, to be fair, it could just be that. I will say it is extremely random, though, because usually celebrities that fall victims of it, it's very organic. It's like a Twitter thing. It trends and everybody's like, oh my goodness. And then the celebrity comes out later and says, I'm not dead. I'm still here. What is going on? That's usually how it goes. So it's kind of like pretty nefarious and going out of your way to hack an account to do this. That's above and beyond. And that's why a lot of people thought it was so credible. Right? It seems so credible because it's like, all right, it's the official account, and that's usually what happens. When somebody does pass away, the official account, there's a statement, and then people just believe it. So why not believe it? And I feel like that's why even TMZ and all the other news outlets they all believed it. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some people saying like, placing blame on them, but it's like, you can't blame them this time. This seemed completely legit. It was legit to me. My thing was, well, what happened? Was it an accident, or was it nefarious? Was there foul play? But now that we know that they're alive, I'm just like, okay, so who hacked it? Was it just random? Like, because another thing, when the hacking comes out like this, usually the hackers, they have some sort of demands, or they want some clout, so they'll 100, because that's usually the point of hacking in the first place. They hack because they want some clout. They do something crazy, and then they slap their name on it. They put a watermark on something, or they make demands. Like, say, actually one time, my YouTube channel, my second YouTube channel got hacked. And they messaged me and they said they just wanted clout. They wanted me to shout them out on my main channel. And I was like, why would I shout you out on my main channel when you hacked the second channel? I said the best I can do for you is shout you out on the second channel. They said it wasn't good enough. And so I said they can piss off. And so that's when they retaliated in a way where I guess they there was a famous like adult film actress or something. They made like a post somewhere. I have no idea where it was. I didn't get to see it. But all I know is that, unfortunately, attached to my YouTube, the second account, was my old business email. And my old business email had shared a password, and it didn't have a two-step authorization for some reason. They got into it. They found my phone number, and they started sending it to all, like, I don't know, like, oh, I'm this chick that's offering my services or whatever. And I just kept getting a bunch of calls and text messages, and I had to change my number that day. And I was like, you bastards. But eventually, Google got my account back. Everything was fine. So it was one of those things where it could be one of those situations where it's like extortion, where the hackers are like, hey, we got your account. We compromised you. So do this or we're going to do something. And then they were like, no. And then they did this death hoax. So it is definitely a possibility that something like that happened. Obviously, still waiting for more information. I will, if there's any other big development on this, then I will, for sure, I will make another video. But as of right now, this pretty much seems kind of like a closing of this little arc right now, because they're not dead, and that's it as much as everything else goes, because obviously they were living behind the scenes. People have been talking about them having some crazy custody battles, and the dad was abusive and everything like that. I don't know about all that stuff, but like I said in the previous video, I saw pictures. I saw things like floating around where I'm like, oh, I think that is her. So who knows what the heck is going on? But all I can say is that, like I said, that I'm glad that they are alive. And, you know, it sucks, man. Death hoaxes are crazy. Just like Lil Tay said, like dealing with all these phone calls, like heartbreaking phone calls. I mean, I got to tell you, in Halloween of 2012, I was hanging out with my girlfriend at the time. And we were just hanging out, so I was not paying attention to my phone at all. Like, I did not care about my phone. And it turns out my homies were hanging out. They were at a Halloween party or something, and they just did the dumbest little joke. They were like, rest in peace, Derek. They posted a picture of them looking all sad, and like my boy Ed looking all distraught. But like, when you think about it for just like a minute, you're like, why would anybody post a picture of that grieving? Like, it's so obviously fake. But the problem is, when it comes to dealing with a subject like this, people aren't really paying attention to the joke. They just see that, oh my God, Derek's dead. So when I woke up in the morning to check my phone, I saw all my messages on Facebook and text messages, people being like, oh my God, please tell me it's not true and all this. And I'm like, Jesus. So I had to like put out a few messages, text people back. And, you know, for them, for quite some time, for a few hours, they didn't know. And all I can say is thank goodness. I don't think the information reached my my step siblings or my mom, because that would have been a disaster, because they would have called everybody, and it would have, and you know how grief can really mess somebody up sometimes. So I'm glad that it kind of didn't go like wildfire like this, because I had no following at that time. But crazy situation. Just want to update you guys on that. And again, if I see anything else that's crazy, then I'll make one other video. But as of right now, you know, that's just all it is. And I saw some people say that Lil Tay faked her death to be relevant again. And I'm just like, why would she have to? She wouldn't even have to do that. All she would have to do is come back and make a stupid music video or something. Make a diss track on whoever's the hottest thing, like Ice Spice or something. Ice Spice is the hottest thing right now. Make a diss track on Ice Spice. I don't think she did this. I don't think this was her. I think the people that are saying that need to chill out, because I just saw that right now and I'm like, bruh, come on. But that's it, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.